I recently had a rider falsely accuse me of inappropriate behavior, even though I never started the trip. The report stated that I got into an argument with the rider and that I yelled or cursed at them. Now, some of this is true, but it doesn't tell the entire story nor fairly represent what actually happened between the rider and I. Hey, what's up, Rideshare world? Truck driver here. I accepted this Uber trip request when I was already in the middle of another ride. Nothing out of the ordinary transpired as I drove to the pickup location, which ended up being a Dollar Tree store and a shopping center with a Home Depot. As I usually do most of the time when I arrive at a pickup spot, I message the passenger within the app that I've arrived. The rider messaged me back within a minute asking, "You don't see two people?" I replied with no. However, I did see a lot of people coming in and out of the Dollar Tree, but not two people waiting for an Uber. I also didn't see the passenger's location services, which tells drivers exactly where the rider is located. Then I looked into the details of the trip and saw that it was a guest ride. The account owner's name was Leone or Ione, and he ordered the trip for Joe, who would turn out to be his dad. And Joe was next door at Home Depot, because a minute later I received a message from the account holder asking, "Can you go to Home Depot?" Either lack of communication between them two, or they accidentally put in the wrong pickup address. Annoying, yes, but no biggie because it was only a 15-second drive next door. And a genuine thank you within the app by the account holder assured me that everything was going to be kosher. But oh boy, would I soon be wrong about that. I parked outside of the exit doors to Home Depot thinking that's where I would see two people looking for the ride, but a few minutes passed to no avail. Then I see a Home Depot employee way off in the distance waving me on, trying to get my attention to drive down to a different exit, to the garden center. Wrong exit, I was thinking. There are two of them. Who would have thought? The garden center. But I was just happy that at least I was finally picking up the passenger. As I drove down to the garden center, the Home Depot employee that was waving me on told me to go around the corner. I was thinking that he was my passenger, but I guess not. He was waving me on to a few other people that were just around the corner. And my question was quickly answered as I saw an older gentleman, probably in his 60s, with what probably is his grandson, who was 8 or 9 years old, and they were standing right next to 8 damp black bags of mulch and other gardening tools and supplies. First off, all that stuff would have been a tight fit in my Model Y with 2 different passengers, because they also have to sit in the back, so it's not like I could put both back seats down. Second, I'm not getting my vehicle dirty and smelly for a $10 trip. Get out of here with this one is what I was thinking when I rolled up and saw all that stuff going on. But I'll be nice and handle it smoothly is what I was thinking. So I rolled down my front passenger window to greet the grandpa and just let him off easily, telling him I can take him, but not his stuff. "Hey, how you doing?" I asked. "Can you help me load this?" he replied, completely ignoring my greeting. "Look, I can take you both, but I'm not taking that stuff," I said, pointing at the mulch and all the other items. "Come on, man, why the not? You're the second driver to say no, and I've been waiting here forever," he shot back. "Because this is a premium vehicle, and I keep it clean for my passengers," I explained. "But that's not my problem. You signed up to drive with this nice vehicle, knowing that this might happen," he countered. "No, I signed up to drive passengers, not heavy, dirty items," I clarified. "But I bet you take people with groceries without a problem," he said. "You're right. I do, but groceries don't make my car dirty and smelly," I replied slowly. "These won't get your vehicle dirty," he said, pointing at the mulch and other items while walking away from my car. "Yes, they will, and nah, I'm good. Sorry, man, I have no issues taking you, but I'm not putting mulch in my Tesla." The grandpa was pissed. You could see the steam just coming out of his ears. And I heard him starting to say a few not so nice things to me as the windows finished rolling up. And then he turned to talk to the Home Depot employee and started pointing at me and talking shit about me. I was also tired and frustrated, so I decided to roll my windows back down and chirp back at him. But that was the wrong decision, because it only escalated the situation further.
Went bad real quick.
He was frustrated because other drivers had canceled on him, rightfully so. But I was also frustrated that he wasted my time, driving to the pickup location, waiting at the wrong pickup location, and now arguing with him. So we exchanged a few 4-letter words that didn't get us anywhere, so I rolled my window back up and headed to the original pickup location.
"You gone?"
And I parked and waited there to finish the wait timer so that I could collect my cancellation fee, because when I drove away from the original pickup location, the wait timer actually stopped. This is where I went wrong. I should have just driven away without rolling my window back down and not collected a cancellation fee. Lesson learned. Because I guarantee you this is what pissed off the father and son duo. they probably raised hell to Uber and filed a complaint to get their cancellation fee back. But better yet, I should have just saw those bags of mulch and just kept on rolling, but I'm a better person than that, and I like to actually talk to the passengers and figure things out. But again, that's a hard lesson to learn for me in this situation. Now, some say that it's a 3 strikes and you're out rule. However, this is either my second or third strike. So that rule is either 3 strikes within a short amount of time, or spread out entirely over your driver account. And if it's the latter, it's only a matter of time when drivers will get 3 safety reports against them after you drive tens of thousands of trips over the years. A few years back, for example, I received a safety report because I made a left-hand turn where the sign clearly states it's not allowed May 1st through September 30th. This is due to heavy beach traffic during the summer and to alleviate its congestion. It had nothing to do with safety. And to make even more of a mockery out of this safety report, it was 2 a.m. and there was 0 traffic at this time, which is why I decided to make the left-hand turn instead of spending 5 minutes and going around the block. And the rider clearly pointed out the sign when we were making a left-hand turn and made a huge scene out of it. So when I received the safety report the following day, I knew exactly who it was from. Now, going back to the mulch situation at the Home Depot pickup, why does Uber allow passengers to file a complaint against us drivers when we haven't even started the trip? Disagreements happen every day between drivers and riders before a trip starts, and I'm sure both parties go their own separate ways. We are, after all, independent contractors. So why is the passenger allowed to take advantage of this situation and report the driver? There was no trip that ever took place, therefore there should be no report affecting my driver account. And what are your thoughts on the 3 strikes and you're out rule? Is it fair, and should those strikes go away after a certain amount of time or trips? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.